and welcome to uh, Simply Don the Twitch channel. This is the channel where it seems like everybody, especially young America, is going to get their Twitch shows. Today's a good show, and it would not be a show if Mary Jane was here in the studio. So she is on the road. It's the Mary Jane Show. Hi, Mary Jane.
Hello, thank you very much, John, and welcome to the Mary Jane Show, where we have opening show banter on the road, and then we'll slide right into mid-show banter, where we'll get sports updates and maybe some play-by-play, and then we will conclude with closing show banter. I thank you all for joining us on your lovely Saturday afternoon. Hello, big hand for Don.
You
Thank
don't
you
need
for
to.
joining us.
You don't need to do that.
Hello, big hand for Oman G. Thank you for joining us.
You should do that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Don, do you have your phone with you?
No, I don't. I'll have to go get it.
Yeah, that'd be important real soon.
All right, I don't know where it is.
The Cialis people are going to text again, I think.
The who?
The Cialis people.
What's Cialis?
Remember a couple weeks ago when you got a text from them during the show?
You know, Old Man G. I want to. What is Cialis? Is that the bald head thing?
No, I think it's the erectile dysfunction thing.
Oh,
We got Terry Green Beans and Monica Lopez Yoga in the chat saying hello to us. Hello to you all.
I say hello to Monica, and I say hello to Terry Greenbeans. I'm gonna go look for my phone. I thought I brought it in here. Hold on.
Hello. Well, we have a record cold all over America. And I hope you're all keeping warm and gearing up to your holiday festivities.
Global Comedy 210's here and says hello to everybody. Hello to you.
Hello.
I now have my phone. Is it still opening show banter?
Yes, it is.
What has been talked about since I
I was just greeting everyone, and you have your phone ringer up, ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Oh, we get mustache combing. Oh, that is wonderful. Everyone loves mustache combing. So how many games will we get to witness during this? Are any completed yet?
Yeah. You went with Army, and they got beat by Navy.
Oh no.
Did everybody go with Army?
I think somebody. Let me just check, and I'll tell you. I don't think everybody went with Army though. Sorry about this. Okay. Army gave up 6, and they lost by 14, so they lost by 20. All right.
Oh no.
Harry went with Army, Jack went with Army, and Old Man G went with Army. So I am wrong. Everybody did go with Army. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. But at least I was in the building at the time.
Well, we start out with a disappointment, but it can only get better from there, hopefully.
All right, let's see. And we have some. Hey, Old Man G.
Mm-hmm.
Can you possibly help me with this?
What's up?
Has Houston played Oklahoma? And in college basketball, has Gonzaga played Connecticut?
What was the first game? Sorry.
NBA game, so it probably isn't. The NBA game was Oklahoma City versus Houston.
Oh, that starts in 22 minutes or something.
22 minutes, okay?
And then the other is a basketball game that should be starting now, but they don't have a score going for it yet.
Gonzaga, Connecticut.
Yeah,
Let me see.
starts at 8 Eastern, so
5. Yeah, so it should have started 8 minutes ago at the start of this show. Where are you, Mary Jane?
Very close.
the Gonzaga Connecticut game should be on Fox, it says.
Fox, thank you very much. Maybe we can get a little play-by-play of that going on.
Watched most of the Hawks-Bucks game earlier. It was pretty good.
Really? Who won? Oh, is that for the
Cup?
What time does that game start, or is that tomorrow?
I'm not sure what time the Cup game is. Let me see.
That's Oklahoma City versus Houston, correct?
That's the other half of the semifinal.
Is that what it is right there, that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like the 17th is when they'll play the actual Cup itself. So what's 3 days from now?
So not Sunday, not Monday, but Tuesday?
Yep.
Wow.
Quinn Wright says hello as well. Hello to Quinn.
Hi, Quinn Wright. How are you, Quinn Wright?
Hello.
Gonzaga Connected is on TV now. Do you know what channel that is on? Is it on the NBA channel?
The Connecticut game wouldn't be.
For 2 minutes.
I couldn't hear you.
I think she may be pulling into something. The Houston game should be on ABC, Terry Greenbean says.
ABC, thank you very much, Terry GB. Is that all right that I call you Terry GB? Well, I'll tell you this. Thank you to you, Old Man G, and thank you to you, Terry Greenbeans, because you are right. That game is on on ABC, and the other game is on and this game, the Gonzaga game, must be at Madison Square Garden, huh?
Is that the final of a tournament or something? Or is it just a game?
It might be one of those early season tournaments because it is called let me see, because they have the name right in the middle. Hall of Fame game.
Ah, okay.
And right now Connecticut is up, and if you don't have your let's see, you don't have the list handy. Let's see who. Mary Jane went with Gonzaga. Hollywood Harry went with Connecticut. Jack went with Gonzaga. And Old Man G, do you remember what you picked?
For sure, I'm with UConn.
You did go with UConn. You're exactly right.
The UConn team has been a cornerstone of good play for a long time now. So
yeah, I tried to say that last night that Connecticut, not only in men's basketball, but they dominated women's basketball.
Yeah.
And, I was just making that comment yesterday, but I got the fucking Hollywood Harry, man. That guy's.
Ever since he won a 5-star lock, he's been incorrigible.
That's one way to put it for sure. And I think you are right. It all started when he won that 5-star lock.
Didn't matter they lost like 15 of them first. He got one, and that's all it took.
I'll tell you this, it really was for, what is it? Is it pronounced procrastinator?
Prognosticator.
Yeah. He really was going down a terrible road. And it is funny. I've never mentioned this before, but my life was threatened during that time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, but I'm not allowed to say it. I'm not allowed to bring it up. It just happens. So once again, the bad guys win.
You know what they say, prognosticating ain't easy. If you think you've got it bad, Quinn had to switch from YouTube to Twitch because of the latency.
Because of what?
Because of the latency.
Let me see. Gotta try and work on this light shade. Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. Wow, UConn's taking an early lead on Gonzaga.
What is this? You're talking about the UConn game? Up by 9 points, 11-2. But if we're talking about timeouts, Gonzaga still has 3 timeouts and Connecticut has 4. And keep in mind, Gonzaga is the higher. Mary Jane's here.
Hello.
I guess
Hi, Mary Jane.
Would have been nice if she could have said hello to me, but there she is at work, right behind her desk, and only 15 minutes late. Hello, Mary Jane. How are you?
No, doing good. Thank you. How are you?
We're in the middle of pre-show banter. We've talked a little bit about you lost the first game. You lost the game, the football game that was played, Army-Navy. You went with Connecticut here. And in this Connecticut game, you picked Gonzaga. And Connecticut is up by 9 points, 11-2. But Gonzaga still has 3 timeouts.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, here she is, your host, Mary Jane.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Mary Jane Show. It's very exciting. We are just about to conclude opening show banter. Thank you all very much for joining us today. Don, have you received any missed calls?
No, I have not. Have you?
I don't know. Let me see where my phone is.
By the way, Connecticut is now up 13-2.
Very exciting.
And Gonzaga has given up 3 points. So really, it's 16-2 in the betting world.
Oh, wowie, wow.
Connecticut has the ball. They can go up by 13-2. The one guy goes that way with the ball, and now he does that thing, now he does that thing. Here's a guy right up in the 3. I believe we have a foul. Maybe, is it a guy in Connecticut or in Gonzaga? Might be an offensive foul. Yes, offensive foul. Here comes number 5. gives number 35 the high five. And it's funny because number 35 is 7 times bigger of a number than 5. All right, here comes Gonzaga. They're in the 3-point line. The guy looks over there. He gives it to his friend there. He gives it to look at this. There's another friend. All right, he goes at the top of the key, dribbling around. Oh, this guy goes right down the middle and makes the basket. Now it's 13-4. And here she is, your host of the Mary Jane Show. It's Mary Jane.
Hello. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. It's always so wonderful that you share your Saturday afternoons with us.
Gonzaga is only down by 6 now. It's 13-7. And Gonzaga still has 3 timeouts. And Connecticut has 4. Guy from Connecticut goes, puts it up, and no good! Then the guy gets it, and okay. I have a phone call. Should I get this?
All right. Yes, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Just a second. Hello?
Hello?
Who's this? Oh, shit. Can you talk, caller?
Yeah, this is Schizo Surfer.
Can we hear him?
Yes, we can.
What?
Loud and clear.
We can hear you. Yeah, what's going on, Schizo?
Not much, just hanging out here in the mental ward with Edward Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen's dad.
Yeah, but his spirit's still here in Bellevue mental ward.
Is that what you're
We
telling
can
him?
still,
now?
we can still see him sitting there on the couch watching TV.
Who do you think smokes more, you or Eddie Van Halen?
I think Eddie Van Halen.
I'll bet you do.
No, I only smoke about a pack a day. Eddie used to smoke about 4 packs of Marlboro a day.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. That's all I smoke. I smoke cheap cigarettes. I smoke Seneca for $8 a pack, and I smoke about a pack a day.
That kind of sounds like almost disgusting.
I know they're mellow though. They don't taste raspy or anything. They just puff, like a regular cigarette. The tobacco tastes fine to me. I smoked them all. I smoked anywhere from Lark to Lark the Narc to Marlboro, Newport, Cool.
Do they still
Natural.
have Lark cigarettes?
No, I think they do. Yeah,
They're in a red pack. You never see commercials for Lark.
I know.
Why do you think that is?
I think the last time I saw those, they were in a gas station with a Subway sandwich place and a car wash in Highland Park next to Superior Grocers and Taco Fiesta. I don't mean to advertise for those places, but I used to, kind of hang out over there
I'll tell you the truth.
with the Crips and Bloods.
If you could get a carton of cigarettes from Lark, I would encourage that.
Okay.
And it would be wonderful to see that, to put that on the show.
Okay.
Did you say hi to Mary Jane?
Hello, Mary Jane.
Hello, Schizo. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
How are
Hey,
you?
listen, Schizo, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Now, last week, I let you come on the show because you told me something. You remember what you told me?
No, I don't.
You said
Oh,
you
I
spoke
told
to
you
someone
that I
in
had
jail.
talked to Hans Gerber
Yeah.
at the through Deputy Arias in county jail, L.A. County Jail, at L.A. To Arizona, around Tucson at the Pima County, Arizona State Penitentiary.
Yeah, and what did he tell you?
He told me that he wants Schizo on every show.
Huh. He said that, huh?
Yes.
You know, can I tell you something? I used to, do you know where I really started loving Schizo?
Where?
When Schizo used to show up every week at the Ding Dong Show.
Yeah.
If Schizo said he was going to do something, he was there.
Yeah. I can do it again.
Really?
Yeah. If I can make enough money, the guys at the Ice House said, if I can do an hour straight of just blistering, crazy laughter for about an hour at the Ice House, I could earn $4,000 an hour. And then I'm looking for enough money so I can get a facelift, a full facelift. Take my bags out from my eyes, under my eyes, and my face from, smoking too much crack.
What do you have to say, Mary Jane? Mary Jane has something to say.
That can be covered under his medical insurance now, as long as he goes to therapy and says that it is important for his overall health.
Is that true that if you
gotta repeat what I said to him?
If you go to therapy, is that true? If you go to therapy, that you will have insurance and they can pay for that if you convince them?
Go to therapy?
Yeah, if you continue working hard and you do the right things, you can get insurance to take care of that.
Yeah, I probably could. You mean like my Medi-Cal?
Your what?
My Medi-Cal?
What's that?
That's my health insurance.
Yeah, I love it. But here's my thing, and this is, like I was saying to you before, do you know what I used to love about Schizo Surfer?
Yeah, what? Me getting high down out back before the show every night.
No. What I liked is Schizo would be where he was supposed to be, and I never had to ask him twice. He was always there because he cared.
Yeah.
But then you started going through a whole thing where you started lying to me constantly. And then I remember you tried ripping me off for money.
How did I try ripping you off for money?
Do we need to talk about the coins?
The coins?
Yeah.
I didn't try to rip you off.
Yeah, you did.
I was giving you a fair deal.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
How much did you get for the coins?
I got $25.
Yeah. You were
for all of
trying
them.
to charge me $12,000.
No, I wasn't going to charge you $12,000.
Mary Jane,
I was
am I
going to
lying?
charge you no more than $1,300 to $1,600.
Mary Jane says that you did try to do that. Go ahead, Mary Jane.
He just said it, $1,300 to $1,600 when he got $25 for all of them. $1,300 to $1,600 is a big difference from $25.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
I mean, there was
All right,
40
but when
40
I started
grams
thinking,
of gold.
I gave you an offer. I
Gold's
said I'd pay
going
you.
28 grams
Wait a minute.
of gold.
Are you going to
is
listen to
worth
me or are you going to talk over me?
$2,500, $2,800.
Are you going to listen to me or are you going to talk over me?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had said to you that I would give you find out how much those coins are worth. And
The appraisal,
you find out,
appraisal
I will
certificate.
give you, yeah, exactly. I would give you $1 more.
Okay.
And you started telling me these crazy figures. And the truth of the matter is
the only reason was I looked those figures up on the computer, and those were rock solid, true facts.
I said you got to go somewhere.
Gold per ounce now is up to about $2,800, going for $3,000.
The difference
an ounce.
between the replica and the real.
So you're going to tell me that you didn't try to rip me off. You didn't do what you were asked to do and go someplace where you could get money and they had an offer to you. You didn't do that, did you?
No, I did not do that. I did not have.
Instead, you told me this figure that was just
nothing. I went to
crazy
several
wrong.
pawn shops.
So you tried to rip me off. You didn't care to do what I said.
I did not try to rip you off. I never tried to rip you off, Don.
Well,
all I wanted to do was do everything you wanted me to do in the show. I worked hard. The only thing I didn't do for you is carry my notebook around with my pen and take notes wherever I go when I get good ideas in my head for new jokes and new songs.
And then you
That's the only thing I was lazy about. That's the only thing. But when I got in the show, I was a stealer, you know, a showstopper. And the last time I sang in the Ding Dong
you
Show,
couldn't even take a phone call.
What?
You wouldn't even take a phone call. You couldn't get by a phone, like to be part of Mary Jane's show. And now,
well, I was
explain
having
this.
problems. I don't always have
this.
a phone.
All right. So let's say that you didn't try to rip me off. Let's say that you did everything perfect. Let me ask you this. Again, you said you talked to Hans Gerber, and he told you to be in charge. Are you telling me the truth there? Are you telling me the truth there?
Yeah.
Okay, because I talked to Hans. I spoke with him the other day.
When did you talk to Hans?
Yes, I did.
How did you get through?
How did I get through? I called that jail or the prison, and I asked if there was a way to leave a message for his real name. And they said the only way that they couldn't go get him, but what they could do is leave him a message. And they said, Hans, please call me at your earliest convenience, and I will accept the charges, because they have to charge you collect. So I did that. And Hans called me back, and I asked him if what you told me was real. And he said, no, he's never spoken with you.
Well, maybe he bullshitted you. You guys are always bullshitting. Everybody, that's all I get is bullshit. Everywhere I go, my parents bullshit me. My parents bullshitted me totally today. My dad told me he was giving me $3,000, $2,000 to stay in the motel for a month, and $1,000 Christmas money for me. And then I called him back, and my mom says, I'm sorry, Greg, but you're full of shit. And I kind of flew off the handle here, and these guys are taking down notes on, the psych techs are taking down notes on me flying out of control again, and I can spend more time here in the fucking mail ward because I flew off the handle today. Because mom and dad bullshitted me and lured me in and bullshitted me and treated me like a piece of shit. And I don't understand why people are doing this to me. You know, everywhere I go, you know, I get on the bus, I get on the train, people are going, he's the one, he's the one, he's the one. That's the guy, that's the guy, that's the guy. I talked to Martin Milner, you know, Reed Malloy on Adam 12. Yeah. I talked to Martin Milner.
Right.
Officer Pete Malloy on Adam 12. A Jack Webb production, my favorite cop, Jack Webb, the best. And Martin said, yeah, show business can really suck, you know, because all this bullshit. People saying, you're the one, you're the one, you're the one.
Are you sure that wasn't just you hearing that in your head?
Puke, man. I'm sick of show business.
Did you hear my question?
I still find it a lot of fun.
Hey, Schizo, are you going to continue to talk over me? I said, are you sure you didn't hear those voices in your head?
No. I heard the people on the bus murmuring it. I heard them whispering it and saying it. It wasn't just voices in my head. I heard the people on the bus saying, he's the one, he's the one. That's that Greg Hedges guy. And fucking assholes.
All right. Let me
Everywhere I
ask,
go.
Old Man G, are you there?
Don't tell me.
Yes.
We have Fred Travelina on the line.
No, Fred Travelina is not on the line. He wrote that something on the. What does that say from Fred Travelina? This time it says Fred Travelina. What does that say? Or do you want me to read it?
He can't hear me, so you have to read it.
Okay, I'll read it. Fred Travelina says, "Why do you continue to listen to Schizo? This guy is so full of shit. He lies to you constantly."
What am I lying about?
Probably
Ask
just
me a
about
question.
everything.
You say I didn't ride a 100-footer or higher at Upper Trestles December 18th, 1978? All of San Clemente Lifeguard headquarters saw it. They saw me, my friends who were out from San Marino Surf Crew Club from San Marino. They were out. I was the only one to pick one off that day, and I picked the biggest one, and I rode it on a custom Bruce Jones from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, a 6'11" and 3/4 inch board with red and gold, cardinal and gold. I called it my favorite USC surf team board in
Can I ask
memory
you a
of
question?
Mom. In memory of my glorious mom, Barbara. Let's call Barbara.
I thought you weren't talking to her anymore.
I mean, at least I got witnesses that saw me surf a 100-foot wave on a fucking 6'11" and 3/4 inch. That's barely a gun.
Can I ask you something? Is that
What?
you trying to tell me that I didn't surf that tsunami?
I'm trying to tell you that your tsunami story, you know, you got that picture, yeah, but, you know, I don't trust any of those pictures from you guys after what you did to me with that Christmas thing where you showed me shaking baby Jesus and reaching in the manger with Mary and Joseph standing there and me reaching in the manger and shaking baby Jesus and calling me a baby shaker. Well, I walked up to Johnny Depp, who was doing Captain Jack Sparrow during the Doors putting their star on the Walk of Fame that day. And then after I sang L.A. Woman album a couple times right around the corner at the Kodak Theater from where they were in front of the Virgin Records where the Doors star is, I walked up to Johnny Depp, who is Captain Jack Sparrow, who was kissing. I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, Captain Jack, how many babies do you think you've kissed today?" And he goes, "No. Hey, Schizo, how many babies do you think you shit today?" And he got that from you guys to spread that shit around about me being a baby shaker. You know, I mean, you guys took so many hot shots at me when on Facebook, and then my record tweeter of the day was like 100 tweets in one day.
When did he do 100 tweets in a day?
When did you do 100 tweets in a day? I'd like to know that.
That
too.
was my record. I did 100 tweets
When did you
in
do
one
that?
day. Well, I was in the Ding Dong Show sometime. I don't know exactly. Probably around 2018, 2019.
That checks out.
Mary Jane feels that you did that. She sided with you.
All right.
So let me get this right.
Well, Mary Jane's a true friend,
Oh, and I'm not?
and so are you. You're a pretty girl.
Thank you.
Did you shave your mustache off, or do you still have it?
I still have it.
Did you see the Rams against Buffalo the other day?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the Rams against who last night? Who were they playing last
San
night?
Francisco. I did not watch the game. I saw that they won 12-6.
Yeah, they were against the 49ers, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they won 44-42 by 2 points.
think
Man,
it
I
was
want to see the
12-6.
Rams go up against the Lions, your team. And I'll bet $100 if I have it on the Rams.
with you.
Well, they're
I'll bet
not
$100
scheduled to play unless they
You
play in
bet.
the playoffs.
You bet 100 on the Lions, and I'll bet 100 on the Rams. If the
How about
Rams go to
this?
the Super Bowl.
How does
with
this
the,
like?
with the Lions.
Well, first of all, the Rams and Lions cannot get in the Super Bowl together. That
Why
would be
not?
impossible because you have to have an AFC team, and the Rams and Lions are both NFC teams.
Okay.
How would you
So
like
you
to
have to
make a
have-
bet on this?
2 different conferences.
Yeah. So they would play like maybe in the semifinals. How does this sound? Now this weekend on Sunday, tomorrow, the big game of the day is the Detroit Lions versus the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I want to see that. That sounds great.
Okay. I'll take the Lions, and let me see just a second what the point spread is. Oh, I can't.
I think I can check right here, Don.
Okay, if you
Just-
could.
Keep talking and I'll come back with it.
Give me just
Remember when Steve and I guessed the score of the Super Bowl
yeah, I do
with
remember. That was
Patriots and Falcons?
pretty- Yep, I sure do.
34-28. And the
So
toss
Don-
was tails never fails.
Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions minus 2.5.
So I'll give you 2.5 points. You take the Buffalo Bills, I'll take the Detroit Lions, and I will bet you $10,000.
I don't have $10,000, Don.
How much do you have?
I have about $100.
All right, I'll go $100 then.
I'll bet $100.
And you get
On
Buffalo,
Buffalo.
right?
But you got to pay this. You can't welch the bet this time. You know, when we went in to see Mark Farner at the Rose on Green Street in Pasadena, we bet. You said I'll bet you Schizo $100 that Mark Farner plays. We're an American band, and I said okay, Don, I'll put $100 that he doesn't.
I
And he
never
didn't.
saw your money.
And then you yelled at me and snapped at me and said, I bought the tickets. I bought your beer. How dare you ask me for money?
Okay, all right.
That's welching on the bet, no matter how you
It's
look at it.
welching. So,
just a fair
like,
bet.
when, let me ask you this. I'm sure that at one point you've talked to Hans Gerber about this. What does he feel?
About what?
I don't know, just about anything.
Hans Gerber is a very cool guy. He's got the creative juices running 24/7. And I've hung out with Hans, and I love the time when Hans invited you and I into his hotel room at the Beverly Hills Hotel, California.
Yep.
That was great. I went out and I could go out on a little patio and have a cigarette, come back in, have a slice of pizza and a beer. It was great. And Hans was in a good mood, and so are you, and we were having a good time. Too bad
Right,
Mary
so-
Jane wasn't there.
Mary Jane, what I would like to do is for you to give Schizo the 6 games. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to see how good you are on this. And Terry Greenbeans, if you can take this down too. All
What is
right?
this, a pick six?
There's 6 games here. You tell me who's going to win, and then we'll see how you do against everybody else. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
First game.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga versus the University of Connecticut. So Gonzaga University, it's in men's
You mean
basketball.
UConn?
What?
You mean UConn?
UConn and Gonzaga University. What's the point
Oh,
spread?
I haven't even heard of
Li-
Gonzaga.
Listen to me. What's the point spread?
-3 for Gonzaga.
Okay, so and Gonzaga is giving Connecticut 3 points. Who's going to win that game with the 3 points?
I'd say UConn.
Okay, so first game UConn. What's the second game?
Houston Rockets
I
versus.
don't know. What is it?
This is in the NBA. It's a basketball game. It's the Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And the Oklahoma City Thunder is minus 5.5.
Okay, and Oklahoma City is giving, who's the other team?
Rockets.
The Houston Rockets 5.5 points. So they've got to win by 6. Who do you like in that game?
I like Oklahoma because my great-grandmother and great-grandfather, great-grandmother, Fay and B. Hedges, were from Sealing, Oklahoma, on the panhandle of Oklahoma. And I'll go with Oklahoma in memory of Fay and B.
Fay and B, okay. All right, the next game. This will be an interesting one. Let's see how you do on this. What's the next one?
Navy versus Army.
I don't know.
Army -6.
Okay, now this is college football. Army is the 22nd ranked team in the country. They're playing Navy. They're giving Navy 6 points. Who do you like in that game?
I watched that game today on TV, part of it. I didn't get the whole thing, so I don't know who won or who lost.
Okay, well, you got to pick one. You got to pick one. I almost thought you got me there. But you got.
I'd say Navy.
You want to go with Navy, and
yeah,
you take the 6
because my brother Mark was in the Navy, and he was a boatswain's mate, starting at the bottom, going all the way up to chief petty officer.
But you know what? Mary Jane's daddy was in the Army.
Okay. So Mary Jane's going with the Army.
Yes. As a matter of fact, you're the only guy that went with the Navy. Everybody else went Army. All right, what's the next game, Mary Jane?
South Alabama versus Western Michigan.
What, the next game?
This is the first bowl game of the year, and it's South Alabama versus Western Michigan. Who gets the points?
I'm going for South Alabama because Jim Morrison wrote the great Alabama song. Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, show me the way to the next little girl.
Okay, so with that,
don't ask why.
You're going South Alabama. What's our next game?
Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions.
I don't know.
The Lions have 2.5.
Okay, this next game is the Buffalo Bills versus the Detroit Lions. Our bet is off because you called me a crook. And there's been many times you've lost and things, and I was fucking with you that whole night. And you started pushing me to give you money. So I said there was never a bet. I was joking with you because I didn't realize that the original drummer of Grand Funk sang that song. You didn't know it either.
Okay.
I said I think they will, and I was joking with you because the name of the band was Mark Farner's. We're an American band, so I was joking with you, and I told you from the very beginning that I was joking with you.
Okay.
But okay, so now we're going Buffalo, Detroit. Buffalo gets 2.5 points. Who do you like here?
I like Buffalo.
You like Buffalo.
Yeah.
I got to tell you this, Terry Greenbeans likes your Navy pick. He likes you picking Navy over Army. Okay, and what's your
I like the Rolling
game?
Stones' Sticky Fingers.
Yeah. Okay, what's your final game, Mary Jane?
Green Bay Packers versus Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks get Seahawks plus 2.5.
Okay, Seahawks are getting 2.5 points. Seattle Seahawks are playing the Green Bay Packers. Who do you pick?
Tampa Bay.
Well, Tampa Bay is not in the game. It's Green Bay.
Versus who?
It's Green Bay and Seattle.
Oh, Seattle? I'll go with Pete Carroll and the Seahawks.
You're going to go with the Seahawks? Okay.
Yeah.
And there you go. We'll see how you do. Did you get all those picks, Terry Greenbeans?
Green beans?
Terry Green Beans. You got
No.
you don't
He
know?
says he got them all. Good job, Schizo. And if Schizo doesn't remember, Terry Green Beans,
That's
Schizo renamed occasionally as upside down casserole.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so that was good. By the way, UConn is now up 25-21, but they just took a long shot. No good. But I believe he was fouled. And this guy's got a ponytail like a girl.
Oh, I saw those guys look like Fred Biletnikoff on the game last night. One guy for the 49ers had long hair hanging out of his helmet. He looked like Fred Biletnikoff, and another guy on the other team had the same thing. He had hair hanging out of his helmet. So I saw like two guys that were kind of like Fred Biletnikoff for the Raiders.
Would you have had
Old
sex
Glory
with Fred
days.
Biletnikoff?
Ask again.
Would you have had sex with Fred Biletnikoff?
No.
Don, we have a question for Schizo from Terry
We
Green
got
Beans.
a question. Can you take a question? Schizo,
Sure.
can you take a question? Can you take a question, Schizo?
Sure, I'll take a question.
Okay, question for Schizo. Is anyone at the mental hospital sexy?
Yeah, there's a couple of young ladies here. They're pretty tasty.
What do they look like?
Well, one girl has dark hair and little braids, and she's kind of tall. And then there's another girl who's kind of short and petite, and she's a cutie.
If
And
you had to sleep with one.
she said hi to me yesterday in the snack line.
Really? Did you tell her, hey, if you're interested in snacks, I got some snacks in my pants?
Well, I'm pretty, mannerly and polite around women.
Yes, he is.
Mary Jane feels that you are, and I trust
Especially Mary Jane.
Mary Jane says that you are.
Mary Jane is the queen.
I'm a pretty girl.
I know you are. My mom thought she was the queen on the throne, but I think she fell off.
She's no longer your friend.
Not really.
Why
I mean,
that?
she is granting me when she dies, I will get her Social Security insurance pay.
And did she tell you how much that was?
Anywhere, she didn't tell me exactly what it was. She said, I heard one of those the green man in my head saying, impersonating Mom's voice, saying, "Oh, it's about $4,000 a month, Greg." So if it is $4,000 a month, that's killer. I could use an extra $4,000 a month. I could put a couple thousand away every month and either get an apartment. I want to get a nice apartment over on Del Mar and El Molino at the Tower Apartments, which cost about $4,000, $5,000 to move in to a nice studio apartment with a nice studio, a nice kitchen, a place to eat in the kitchen, put a table and chairs, and a nice bathroom and a nice big closet, and a view of Pasadena.
Why would you want to live in Pasadena?
I love Pasadena.
Yeah, but you.
Pasadena's a wonderful
the
place.
Ding Dong Show, and the Ding Dong Show's in West Hollywood, and you have the worst time in the world because you've got a million excuses why you can't be here. Even when we had people come and pick you up, you would say, "Oh, I can't walk to the car."
Well, you know, I got this arthritis in my leg now, and it's really painful. I got to constantly take Advil to take a little bit of the pain off.
That's going to help your insides.
Yeah, I know.
By the way,
Do they have physical therapy for him in the mental hospital?
Is there physical therapy there in the mental ward?
Well, we go outside in the yard, you know, kind of like the prison, you know. We go out and lift weights, and, you know, the creative group lady comes out, and she starts running around, getting everybody to run around in a circle around the yard.
What are you benching
and
now?
You get, you know, warmed up and, you know, break a sweat,
So
get a
answer
little
my
exercise.
question. What are you benching? What's your bench press now?
I don't know. When I was working out at LA Fitness in Hollywood, I was benching about 200, maybe 250 pounds, maybe 300 when I was at my max. But I lost all that. I atrophied all that muscle over the years. But that was back in 2004, or I don't know, 2005, 2006. And I was, you know, I had gained in a program in Bakersfield 100 pounds.
I'm talking, Schizo. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, Don?
Did we know Schizo in 2005, 2006?
No, we did not meet him till after the Ancippi Clinic.
I don't know. I don't think so. I lost over 100 pounds working out in the gym for over a year, every day, 7 days a week, 24/7, over 365 days straight workout every day.
Ask him
And I
why
lost
you
100
left
pounds.
the Ancippi Clinic.
Over 100 pounds.
When did you leave the Ancippi Clinic?
I left the Ancippi Clinic about 2010
So
and
that's
went to
when
a
we
board
met
and
you,
care
right?
in Island Park.
Does that sound right, Mary Jane?
Yep. Yes. Do we have any sports updates, Don?
Well, right now, Gonzaga is within 4 points, but we're still in the first half there. And so in that game, the two, and in the NBA game, the first NBA game, this is Houston and Oklahoma City. Houston is up 5-3, but we're still in the first quarter. And
Okay.
I'll do a little play. Hey, Schizo, would you like me to do a little play-by-play?
You know, I should have gone for Houston Rockets, you know, because I'm really good friends with NASA JPL.
Who's that?
Ron Ellerman family, Ron Ellerman is my friend Bruce's dad. I saw Bruce had a tragic thing happen to him. He was one of my best friends in high school. He's not my best friend. He lived right on my street. His dad was in Pasadena, NASA JPL, rocket scientist, mother's sweet mother. And Bruce was partying in Newport Beach on Balboa Peninsula, and I was in Pat's house, and he was up on the roof, and he got too drunk, and he fell backwards off the roof onto the walkway downstairs and shattered just about every bone in his body. And I saw him in a dream last night, and he was regular. He had his whole body. He was hanging on some monkey bars in the dream, and he was swinging around. And I'm just going, wow, Bruce, what happened? I remember when I saw you at your house, and you were looking, oh, my God.
Did you ever suck his dick?
No.
Okay. All right, let me ask. You want to switch to Houston?
I'm not a homosexual.
I'm asking you a
all I
fucking question.
did was get raped by all these motherfuckers. and beat up. They
Can I
tried
ask
their
you a
best
question?
to make me win.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, okay? Can you shut up?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask Terry Greenbeans if you can switch your prediction from Oklahoma City to Houston. Do you still want to do that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Terry
I'd rather go
Greenbeans.
for Houston.
All right. So again, Terry Greenbeans, is it okay if Schizo changes his prediction for the Oklahoma game? He has allowed it. You are now with Houston. You now have Houston.
Okay.
Okay? And since you went with Houston, at the time they were up. Now I think they're up by either one or they're tied.
Okay. Houston Rockets.
I'm just telling you one thing that will always make me sad is the fact that you try to rip me off on that money and you continue to try to say you didn't do it, but I know you did, and until you really kind of apologize for doing that, I'm going to be a little disappointed in you.
I love you guys, Don. You and Mary Jane and all the Ding Dong Show fans. I had such a good time at the Ding Dong Show. I wish I
Name
could come
two
back.
Ding Dong Show fans.
I wish I could come back and just do the game. To get, at least let me do the game I do, with, singing the song and getting the fans in the audience to guess the song and the band who wrote it.
iPod game.
iPod game.
iPod game, yeah. That's killer.
And it was. We had a really good thing going, and you were really good, and people really liked you. But you decided that you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I do want to do it.
Well,
Don,
Hopefully pretty soon I'll be in a place to live pretty soon, and I can get my access card and I won't have to pay for the train or the bus or anything, and I can just get
do
there.
you have to wait for your
and-
mom to die before any of that happens?
What? Oh, serve me right here. I'm doing a show. This is Hollywood. They're serving dinner.
You got to go?
No,
what are you having for dinner?
I'm going to have it right here at the phone.
What are you having for dinner?
Yeah, right over here. Right over here.
Garrett Shea made a comment. Parentheses, serve me right here.
Don Drysdale.
What about Don Drysdale?
I'll go and grab it so that you can eat dinner. Because
Thank you.
dinner time right now.
Thank you.
Yes, tell him that dinner time right
Okay.
What did they tell you?
They told me to tell you that it's dinner time right now.
Wonderful. What are you having for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Let me see. It looks like another fruit, cheese, and walnuts, and tomatoes, and cucumbers, and salad, fruit salad.
Any
Looks
protein?
delicious. Looks absolutely gorgeous.
Is there chicken or any protein?
He's not going to know that. You have no meat there?
No, not really. I get a lot of meat, in the other meals. But this
Oh,
time
this is-
I ordered on this one. I could have ordered meat, but I
Is
ordered
this a
the.
snack or is this a meal? Now, didn't your mom and dad put you in this place?
What?
Didn't your parents put you in this place?
No, they had nothing to do with it. I was in a board and care, and I got in a hassle with one of the other residents, and a staff member stepped in, and I pushed him in the chest, and they got pissed off, and they had me transported over here to the Bellevue mental ward, where Eddie Van Halen's spirit reigns.
How do you know it's Eddie Van Halen?
What?
How do you know it's Eddie Van Halen?
Because, you know, I watch Van Halen videos, and they showed Eddie Van Halen where he was. I don't know what happened to Waldo. Whatever happened to Waldo?
I don't know.
You remember your favorite song, Hot for Teacher?
Let me ask you this. In that music video, did you ever imagine having sex with the teacher?
I've had kind of that situation, only I didn't actually have sex with her, but I did, you know, spank my monkey after I spent the day with her, with Esther, in the Alliance program that I got into out of county jail after doing 4 months in county.
Who's Esther?
Esther is a black lady, and she's the most beautiful lady in the whole wide world, like Mary Jane.
That was his counselor.
Mary
He
Jane
used
and
to.
Esther are right up there in the top
That was your
ladies in the
counselor?
world. I mean, Esther is just so gorgeous. It's just incredible.
Why did you say ooh, Mary Jane?
What?
Mary
Who
Jane's,
played Waldo in the Van Halen video?
who played Waldo in the Van Halen video? Do you know, Schizo?
I don't know who that kid is.
Who was it?
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Bill Hartman?
Yeah.
Well, he did a good job.
That's a fun random fact.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Schizo didn't know that. And he sees Eddie Van Halen all the time.
Well, Google told me.
Oh, I always love the memories of the Van Halen days, back when they were Mammoth in Pasadena, playing at parties and stuff, you know.
Did you like the Sammy? Did you like Van Hagar?
Oh, I love Sammy. I love Dave, but I agree with Dave. Dave's image, you know, that macho, hairy chest, you know.
Yeah.
I just don't match up with Dave. I don't have a hairy chest. I'm not all that macho looking. And Dave's just Dave, you know. That's his persona. And Sammy said some things about it, and I agreed with Sammy. Dave's persona versus Sammy, with being interviewed by Dan Rather, Sammy Hagar. What he said about Dave to Dan Rather.
By the way, since you decided to switch from Oklahoma to Houston, Houston is now up by 4 points, 13-9.
All right.
And Mary Jane, how many points does Oklahoma give to what is the point spread on that?
It is Thunder minus 5.5.
Whoa. So Houston has 5.5. So right now they're really up 18.5 to 9. Wow. What a good call. Good call, Schizo.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'd say you are. I'll say.
Well, this is very, very, very nice. Don, ask Schizo if he's calling in next week.
I think you should find that out later.
Okay.
Because that's a week away. And no matter what he does or says, that could change.
Well, no, but that would be a way to feel out what his plans or what the people are telling him and how.
This has been a wonderful show. That's where Don.
You think it's a good show?
I think it's a good show tonight.
Well, the only problem is
I think Hans
Mary Jane can't
Hans
hear
would be
you.
pleased.
You can't hear Mary Jane is what I meant to say.
I love Mary Jane and you. You guys showed me the best times of my life at the Comedy Star.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And I do agree Hans would be pleased.
I mean, I've been to done a lot of surfing, and been to a lot of concerts and a lot of ball games. But the Comedy Star really stands up there in the entertainment zone.
Do you remember when I surfed that tsunami?
The tsunami. What about Paul Lynde doing Paul Lynde in the main room?
Who did Paul Lynde in the main room?
I couldn't believe that.
Who did that?
Paul Lynde's son.
See, I don't even remember that. Okay, Houston's lead is down to 5.
Oh.
What's
Well, Don, before we get too far, Old Man G, can you please read those 2 things?
Oh, sure.
What are we reading here?
Tips.
Okay, go ahead.
Last week we got a tip from George Thorogood that says, hearing this singing is like Every Brothers Reunited. Please collaborate with us soon.
Who
That was
said
for 10
that?
George Thorogood.
I don't know.
Schizo, do you know George Thorogood?
Yeah.
He was
He's
talking
lonesome.
about your singing.
Lonesome. George Thorogood.
And what did he say exactly?
He wants to collaborate with Schizo.
He
George
says, Mr.
Thorogood
Bartender,
wants to
what time is
collaborate
it?
with Schizo?
And the bartender says, the clock on the wall says 3 o'clock. And then George Thorogood says, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer.
Okay, we got another thing to read. Go ahead.
Taco Fiesta says for $3 says, hey, Schizophrenic, thanks for doing an
I
ad
thought
for us.
George Thorogood opened for the Stones at the Coliseum.
All right. Am I going to be
And
able
then
to
Mick
hear Old Man G?
Mick
or
Jagger.
are you talking over it?
Mick Jagger came down and opened with Under My Thumb with the Stones. And then Keith Richards backstage comes up to me and says, hey, Greg, hey, Schizo, hey, Schizo, how about this one? And he goes, World Panic. That's what Keith Richards said. Ask him.
Taco Fiesta thanked Schizo for the free for the plug.
How did Taco Fiesta get a plug from Schizo?
Just tell him that. He said it earlier.
You got Taco Fiesta said thank you for the plug, Schizo.
Oh, I just bought to buy Time cigarettes cartons at Taco Fiesta for $35.
It's a pretty good price.
And thank you everyone for the tips. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody for the tips.
And please tell Schizo thank you for calling. He did a wonderful job.
What does Mary Jane have to say?
She wanted to say thank you for calling. You did a wonderful job.
Can you give me a second, Don?
Can I
Sure.
give you a second?
Sure.
I got to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Yes.
Right now we're on a Schizo bathroom break. So if you came here to hear Schizo, he has been on the show, but right now he's in the middle of a bathroom break.
Oh, wow. This is classic. I didn't realize it till just now, but I believe he's on one of those old classic vintage landlines.
How do you know that?
Because he set it down on the table.
Oh,
He's using a classic landline to call into the show. Hospital style. Oh, maybe this will come up, maybe it won't, but EarthTub says, I wonder if Keith Richards could beat up Schizo, ?
could ask him.
Yeah.
Ask him his thoughts.
And Screen Jam says, love the show tonight. And thank you everyone for commenting. This setup, I apologize.
Don.
Go ahead.
Hey, Schizo,
Yeah.
there's a question. They want to know if, and you can tell me your thoughts. Do you think if you got in a fight with Keith Richards, who would win? You or Keith Richards?
Well, I'm kind of crippled right now. So if Keith caught me with a, like Mike Tyson, a nice right or left to the temple or an uppercut to the chin and clacked my teeth, which I don't have any teeth. I don't know. I used to hang out with my Uncle Bob down in St. Clet, and he
Have I ever
we
met
watched
your
all
Uncle
the
Bob?
80 Tyson fights.
Have I ever met your Uncle Bob?
I don't think you have. Uncle Bob died of lung cancer a couple years back, about a year ago.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But I used to hang out down there in San Clemente at my aunt and uncle's house with their kids. My cousins Eric and Danny.
Have I ever
And
met
Danny
Eric
the
or
babe,
have
and
I ever
Eric
met
the redhead.
Hey, Schizo, have I ever
Yeah.
met Eric or Danny? And by the way, I know that you're handicapped, but you're like, what are you, 61, 62?
I'm about 61, 62.
That's what I just said. Keith Richards is 80.
I know.
And who do you think's done more drugs, you or Keith Richards?
Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Keith Richards is the king.
What else?
Nuttier than a fruitcake.
How's his dinner, Don? How's
How's dinner working for you?
That's great. You know what I'm having now?
What?
I'm having a little dish of chopped pineapple.
Ooh, very nice.
Chopped pineapple's good. It makes your semen taste good.
Pineapple chunks.
Don, I
Yeah.
don't know if you want this, but Screen Jam says, question for Schizo. Can you please list all the drugs you've ever done? ?
You know what? That could take up a lot of time. And it's already 17 minutes after the hour. And that'll just go on and on. We can do it the next time he comes around. Okay, come in and remind me. A lot of people are thinking that it'd be a good fight, and they think you could beat Keith Richards.
Really?
That's what they're saying.
Well, I'm not too experienced at fighting, but I was in North Hollywood, and I was lying in my bed, and everybody was coming in my room and ripping me off. You know, somebody found out the combination to my locker. They stole my clothes. They stole my cigarettes. They stole my money out of my wallet, my EBT card. They took $300 off my EBT card. They knew the PIN. I don't know how. They took my phone, my iPhone, Apple iPhone. Fully rousted me. So I'm lying in my bed and I'm just telling all my roommates, I'm saying, "Oh, you rip off, fucking thieving, fucking getting baits." And then this black guy, LB, gets up and comes at me over at my bed, and he tries to throw a punch at me, and I fucking grab his face, and I almost tear his right eye out. I almost, with my pinky, I think I had my pinky inside of his eye socket, and I almost ripped out one of his eyes. And then I took him by the chest with my right foot and threw him across the room into his steel bunk bed in the wall. And he just went, "Wow!" And he was dust. And I kicked his ass.
Yeah, I think that if you did that to Keith Richards, you would win that one too.
Don, is it time for we've slid past closing show banter. Is it time for final thoughts?
Do you have any final thoughts, Schizo?
Any what?
Final thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Happy holidays. God bless America. Hoping for a happy new year. I want to get out of here, and I want to camp out on Colorado Boulevard with my tent and my sleeping bag, and then take my tent down in the morning when it's time for the parade and lie there and just kick back my sleeping bag watching the parade go by. And that's what I want to do.
For people that might not understand
I'm not going to let my parents bother me anymore.
You're talking about the Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah. If I had the money, you know, if I had a ticket, you know, I'd go for it. But I don't think I have enough money for a Rose Bowl ticket. Those are sky high.
There you have it. I don't have any final thoughts.
No final thoughts?
Well,
Okay.
I just want everybody, all the Ding Dong Show fans, to have a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And just make next year just even better than this year. Just more, even hard driving, good surf, good rock and roll in Hollywood, rock and roll in California, good sports, good nice girls everywhere. Everywhere I walk in Pasadena, I see beautiful girls. I just love girl watching. Girl watching's worthy of, you know, a very epithentist, glorious Fender Gibson on the street corner. Willie and the Poor Boys, get nickel for every beat. Come on, baby. Soybeans splattered all over my seat. So dawn, the crack of dawn, daybreak, ready to paddle out.
All right,
For
Mary
the
Jane,
next
you want to end
tsunami.
this thing?
They were calling for a tsunami up in Eureka or something.
I might go surfing up there.
They were calling. They had a tsunami warning, and then a couple hours later they shut it down.
So I
And
shouldn't
said
go up there.
there was an earthquake under the ocean off the coast of Eureka.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
just
if I'm
the
gonna
other
go
day.
there. By the way, Houston and Oklahoma City are tied at 20 now, early in the second quarter. Well, we'll see how you did on your picks, okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
Don. I love you guys. I love you so much. You're such a pretty girl, Don.
Thank you.
And Mary Jane's the most beautiful girl in the world. My favorite girl, Mary Jane, in the
Thank
whole
you.
wide world. And you, Don, my favorite comedian. You know, next to Johnny Carson, David Letterman, and Conan O'Brien, and Bushman, and Max McDonald, Chevy Chase, Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, Jonathan Winters, Fred Willard, Don Rickles, and Chevy Chase again, and who
Kinda,
else? Raquel Welch.
It's starting to take the edge off the compliment you gave me.
What
So
about
it? Seems
it?
like there's a lot of people that are more your favorite comic than me.
Oh, you're the king, Hollywood's king of comedy. You're the illusionist. You're the great one. You are the top notch in the totem pole there in Hollywood comedy.
Oklahoma City is now up by 2, but there's a
Wow.
5.5 point difference, so they're really trailing by 3.5. And then Houston comes down and
I
missed.
think NASA JPL is listening to this broadcast.
Who?
NASA JPL.
Who's that?
Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Friends, the rocket scientists up here in Pasadena.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
Does Kidso have a message?
they all
for-
love me.
Do you have a message you want to give to them before we go? Because we got to go.
Yeah. Let's have a peaceful coherence in the elliptical cosmic Voyager in space, the final frontier, across the universe, the galaxy, the ball, the sun, the evanescence of cosmic asteroids and meteors and all kinds of stuff going on in the solar system.
Do you have any
Throughout.
social media to give out?
I saw 3 comets within the last 20 years of the 20th century. Halley's Comet, Kyoto, and Hale-Bopp. I saw Halley's at Griffith Park Planetarium up on the roof in the telescopic lens up there on top, and the dome up there. And then I saw Kyoto on somebody's telescope in their backyard. And then I saw Hale-Bopp from Santa Maria on Broadway at Casa Seca Drug and Alcohol Program. Me and the manager there were watching from the backyard Hale-Bopp in the dusk skies of Santa Maria,
Hey, Schizo.
California, in the spirit
Schizo.
of the Center Coast.
Schizo.
Yeah.
What don't you understand is we got to wrap up the show. What didn't you understand about that?
Well, I was just glorifying NASA.
Okay, can we
NASA pleases me.
Thank you very much. Can we go?
We can go.
All
Good
right.
night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.